In the 1990s, a movie titled My Father the Hero came out. And it is, I would argue, one of, if not the creepiest movie in existence. So the premise of this movie, we're gonna show you the trailer, is a young woman, 14-and-a-half-year-old, goes on vacation with her father and poses as her father's girlfriend. That's all you need to know about it. Here's the trailer, let's watch.
I don't want you going out with that boy.
Why?
Because you're 14 years old.
14 and a half.
Besides, he's a musician.
So?
So you can date a musician until all other men are dead.
A divorced father and his only daughter together on vacation.
Stella, this is Andy. He's French.
Oh, he's not French.
I'm not?
No, I know what French people like.
There's just one problem.
What's the matter?
What are you wearing?
My bathing suit.
Your thing?
Now she's French.
All she wants is a little romance in her life.
It's a serious disease.
What?
It's called 14 and a half.
And what is the cure?
25.
She's out to impress the man of her dreams.
What about you? You here with your parents?
A friend.
Any way she can.
Yeah, is he your boyfriend?
Yeah, he's my boyfriend. He's the boyfriend of that child? I like older men. It's disgusting.
So I had no idea that Donald Trump and his daughter Ivanka starred in a movie in 1994, but they're here we are. It's super. How did they make this movie?
Well, I actually think there's a serious point in there in a second, but first.
Is there?
Is there? We'll find out. But that's, by the way, Katherine Heigl at the beginning of her career.
And Gérard Berdadou.
Yeah.
I did not say his last name right.
No, really? Look, I'm uncomfortable every time we're showing that scene.
Yeah, let's not
even do it.
Yeah.
Now, she's not, presumably she was not underage, actually, the actress, right? I hope.
I don't know, I have no idea.
Yeah, but look at the changing times. So that's the serious point. But like, guys, 3 different guys in the trailer hit on her. She's 14. And then the premise of the movie is, oh, it's so funny that she's dating the older guy who's actually her dad. That's not funny at all, okay? But that leads into the serious point, which is, in 94, no one thought this was outrageous. 1994 is not that long ago, okay? Movie executives thought it was a funny premise. They greenlit it. All the actors, everyone that worked on the movie thought, oh, it's funny. All these grown-up men are trying to have sex with a 14-year-old, and she's helping them by pretending her dad is her older lover. Ha 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 ha! Everybody wants to have sex with a 14-year-old, and people saw the movie. I don't think that many, but some did. I don't remember any media being outraged, right? And so that was perfectly normal in 1994. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, culture definitely changes in some ways for the better, in some ways, unfortunately, not for the better. But the reason why, well, to your point, think about people like Harvey Weinstein and the kind of stuff, like you talk about movie execs and stuff like that. As soon as you mentioned that, I thought of Harvey Weinstein and the kind of obvious like rape and sexual misconduct he was engaging in, and people were just kind of turning the other way and not reporting it or doing anything about it. I mean, it was a problem, and maybe even continues to be a problem. But nonetheless, you're right. Like I feel a little hopeful in seeing how in some ways, culture can progress. But the fact that that movie was just out there, lingering, and it was totally acceptable blows my mind. I found out about it because there's this show it's a mini series, I believe, on HBO called The Landscapers. And this isn't a spoiler or anything, but Gerard Depardieu comes up a lot in that show. And my husband brought up like, oh, I saw one movie with him in the 90s that was super creepy. And I wanted to see a trailer of it, and I could not believe that that was an actual movie that they put out there. But yeah. Yep,
and I watched another trailer of it, and they said in that trailer, adults and kids will enjoy it together.
No,
they will not. Okay.
By the way, there's a cringy scene in the movie that's not included in the trailer that I wanted to read to you about. So the father is coaxed into playing a song for a hotel talent show. Not knowing the rumors about him, he launches into "Thank Heaven for Little Girls" as by one of the guests, feeling repulsed, exit, leaving a confused Andre once again wondering what's going on.
Oh, that's so funny. That's because they think you're sleeping with your 14-year-old daughter. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Okay, so, but it's, again, first of all, I just checked to see what, on Rotten Tomatoes it has 20% rating. So it's not like the critics liked it. And IMDb has it at 5.5 from the real viewers, right? So they didn't like it either. So that's good news, but I don't know if they saw it before or afterwards. Bart?
Interesting side note to my father, the hero. Touchstone Pictures, the film that it was distributed under, is owned and operated by the Walt Disney Company, hence making it a Disney movie.
Huh. Interesting. Disney did not mind being associated with that movie in '94. That's amazing.
Things were so different in '94 in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Okay, but okay, one more point though, guys. So in this case, that is completely out of bounds, right? But I as a progressive, I want to tell you guys, don't cancel everybody for what stuff that happened in 1994. So now I'm going to say it and I'm going to brace for impact here. But like when Jimmy Kimmel and all those people did blackface, no one in their entire show and everybody that was involved in it thought, oh, this is going to be awesomely racist. They didn't realize it was racist, right? Now that's not good. I'm glad we have education about it. I'm glad people know the history of it better now. I'm glad people don't do it. But it's not like they all, like, if you asked the people making that movie back in '94, hey, are you guys all child molesters? They would have been outraged, like, no, what, are you insane, right? So historical context does matter. So just canceling people for things that were 20, 30 years ago, you should be a little bit careful about it. I've picked the worst example here.
I think, but I get what you're saying, right? Applying today's cultural standards to behavior from decades ago is a little unfair, right? Because people, and look, I get it. Like, and I think there's a difference between those who are like, well, that was the culture then, so don't come after me, right? Like, being able to recognize your faults or recognize how the culture was wrong back then, I think is an important part of it, right? But yeah, I am noticing that more and more in different contexts, not just in this context, where people are held by a certain standard that's applied today to their actions from literally decades ago.
Yeah, like for example, should Gerard Depardieu and Katherine Heigl be canceled today for appearing in that movie in '94?
Some people would argue yes, and I don't.
I think that's
agree
absurd.
With that. Yeah.
I hate that movie. We picked it as the creepiest movie of all time,
Yeah.
but I don't think Katherine Heigl should be canceled over it. So that's what we mean by historical context and judging it in the right way. Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.